Yo, what's up guys? My name is Nathan and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be channeling my inner Joe Rogan podcast. We've got a guest spot with Alex Jones and Ben Shapiro. We're going to be talking all about shoes. Today's a pretty special one for me. I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing a package that I've received from Size. It's a subsidiary company of JD here in the UK, and for whatever reason I'm still none the wiser. They want to get me on board with the Nike Air Huarache launch that's happening this year. But it's worked out pretty well because I've literally just bought the Stussy Huaraches, the oak pair, which I'm going to be reviewing at a later date. But for today, we're going to be doing a live unboxing of the package that I received from Size. So it's my birthday coming up on Monday, so if this is just some random present that has nothing to do with what I think I'm talking about, it's going to be really awkward. Also, wish me happy birthday on the 8th of March. Thank you very much. Right, I don't know whether I've gone about this wrong straight away. You'd think after lockdown and things like that I'd know how to open a parcel, but it's proven to not be the case. What the fuck is that noise? So as you can tell from the title, you'll already know what shoe it is, but I thought I'd indulge you on the live unboxing whilst I'm excited about it. So I actually owned these back in 2014 when they originally retroed. So I think this is correct. Nice. So obviously this isn't the first time that the Nike Air Huaraches have been retroed, and over the years they've had a lot of change in shapes and things like that, especially with the toe box, which Nike's obviously infamous sort of at this point for having banana toes on certain shoes like the Air Max 1. And obviously the Nike Air Huarache came victim to that as well. But it seems like one of those things that might have been fixed in this new retro. So as I've just said, I owned these in 2014 when the Scream Greens got re-released last time, and obviously it's been 7 years since then and 30 years since the launch of the Nike Air Huarache. So in 1991 they came out. They predate me by 5 years, so it's actually quite an old shoe, even though when I first started getting into shoes I used to think that Huaraches were pretty futuristic looking, like a future facing almost kind of shoe, and that's obviously not the case. They've been around for ages, and obviously they're designed by Tinker Hatfield, so they hold some sort of weight to them just for that alone. So as you can tell from this box, it's a different box to the last release. The last release was obviously the red box with the red lid with the Nike on the top. This one's obviously different. This is the first box I've had since they started doing it. I'm pretty sure they started doing it on the Air Max 90 or the Air Max 3, the recrafts. I think they started doing these more OG boxes, so I can't obviously say if these were the original box, but I'd think given that they're really pushing this sort of retro sort of thing for the anniversary, it would make sense if that was the case. So thanks to Size for sending me these ahead of the launch. They're actually coming out on Friday the 12th of March, so as of the day I'm recording this, that's literally next week. So inside, and I've actually got another shoe that is in a similar vein to this. We've got a bunch of different logos on the tissue paper, ranging from a plethora of different sort of, not departments, what's the word? You know what I mean. This is another thing I've just noticed is new as well. So this says Nike Sports shoes are manufactured to the exact specifications of champion athletes throughout the world. And I was going to try reading that, but it's not in English, so I'm not going to embarrass myself like that. So, pulling back, we'll do this. We'll do this together, guys. Also, do you like my new mic? I feel like a streamer. So I'll pull this back. I can already smell them. So we've got a peep of the shoe there. I don't want to get clotted by the box. So if you're, yeah, these are nice actually. It's one of those things where I owned them 7 years ago, and I didn't get that much wear out of them, to be honest. It's just when I started getting into shoes, and Huaraches became the sort of thing at the time, and I think I followed the crowd in terms of taking a very active interest in them, and I started collecting them to an extent. I never got the triple blacks or triple whites, but it's one of those things where it got to that point where they got oversaturated, and I kind of lost interest in them at that point, because I just did. A sticker's just come from somewhere, I'm presuming the bottom. Now, if you're familiar with Huaraches, you know that they had the, I can't remember if it was the original launch advertising, but the "Have you hugged your feet today" advertising's pretty iconic in terms of a lot of people in shoes and into shoes and things like that know that advert, and it is very much true for something like the Huarache, given that it's all neoprene construction sort of sock liner, and it does pretty much hug your feet. The only thing is, with things like this and with things similar to the Huarache, obviously these sock liners take it into a sort of narrower toe, or I don't really know what it is. I think they sit a bit tighter than usual. So I've been getting a UK 7 recently, but for something like this, I got a 7.5, and I would recommend going half a size to a size up. Just to be safe, I would just go half a size up on these. So first impressions, that shape is pretty sharp compared to what it used to be, and I'm pretty sure this bit's lower. I don't know whether they changed this, but this definitely looks lower, and even the tongue looks like it's got less height to it. Maybe when I put it on, it'll look a bit different. Quality control wise, I mean, going back to having this exact model in the past, the leather texture definitely looks different. It doesn't look as tumbled or pebbled, I believe you might say. It doesn't look as tumbled, and I think I actually prefer that. I did prefer the look of the original sort of Huaraches, but the leather does look quite nice, to be fair. It feels nice. It doesn't feel too cheap. I believe the toe box might be slightly different. It's got more of a satin texture to it, which again, not sure if it's truer to the original, but I like it. And even the heel strap does look kind of different. I don't know whether it's just a profile of it, but it looks slightly different. One of the main things that you'll notice with this is the fact that the tag is, I believe, it's the original tag for the Huarache before they created the Huarache rubberized sort of emblem that you see on the tongue, and it's obviously the Scream Green colorway. So you've got the Scream Green right there. You've got the contrasting blue, which I don't know again, but looking at it from memory of the 2014 pair, I swear it's like a shade lighter or something like that. There's a lot more pop to these now. Obviously, you've got this lovely shape that comes onto the toe box here that was obviously sort of the indicator that it was some sort of Huarache if you saw it on another model, as well as a strap. So we saw it on the things like the Air Max 90 Currents and things like that. You always saw this in the strap and you're like, oh, it's a Huarache sort of crossover. These are one of the comfiest shoes I've ever owned, and I'm sure these are going to hold up to that as well. So yeah, there's not all that much I can say about it, to be honest. I think it's one of those things where a lot of people love to hate these, a lot of people hate these, and a lot of people love these. There's not really a middle ground with it. I've personally always liked these, and I am also really excited to receive the Stussy pair. I think it's just one of those shoes that I think it gets some hate that's not really justified, but I really love them. So obviously this is the first look before the official release on the 12th of March. Again, thank you to Size for letting me have a sort of an early pair and an early look. I will say, I am kind of shocked that I like them as much as I do. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to do a live unboxing and sort of quick review of the 2021 Air Huarache in Scream Green. I'd hate to say it's one of my favourite shoes of all time, but I think realistically, if I'm being honest to myself, they actually are. Maybe not in this colourway, but this colourway is obviously a classic, and I know a lot of people are going to want to get these. Friday, March 12th, these are out. Grab them if you fancy and re-up of this shoe. And obviously go to Size so that we can work together more in future, because this has been a lovely surprise. So thank you very much, Size. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I said, I'm going to do a Stussy Huarache review, and I've got some other bits coming in the meantime. So I'll hopefully see you soon, guys. See you later. Peace.